Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, all right? Listen, I'm going to go ahead and spill the juice and give you my coaching build, all right? Now, a lot of people have opinions on coaching builds, and that is perfectly okay because it's going to be tailored to you and how you want to play. I'm going to give you my philosophy and my theory, and if you agree with it, then maybe that's something you will want to switch over to. If not, that's perfectly fine. I want to stress that there is no right or wrong answer to how you want to build your program. I feel this is the most effective, and this will give you the most or the best results, but I will let you be the judge, okay? So we're in year 3 of one of my dynasties, and what I want to show you is my coaching tree that you're going to be seeing right now, okay? So as you can see, I have gone to CEO, program builder, talent developer, motivator, and recruiter. That's it. Now, you're going to see here in recruiter, I just went level 1. That's it. That's all I did with recruiter on level 1. I did not go any higher than that. And the reason being is because my offensive coordinator, he is the elite recruiter. As you can see in the right, he's my elite recruiter, and I'm just going to build off that. He's also my talent developer and my master motivator. This is what I look for in my assistant coach, my offensive coordinator. All right, I want these 3, and we're going to go into why in a second. My defensive coordinator, as you're going to see, it's the same exact thing: recruiter, talent developer, and motivator. A lot of people in my leagues are always asking, like, yo, why are you getting so many recruits and why are your players developing so fast? Well, it's because of the combination of all 3 of my coaches having talent developer, motivator, and recruiter. Now, why are these 3 so insane? As you can see here, why is that? Like, why is it just broken? It's broken. And I don't want to say broken as if this is cheating or whatever. It's just, this is how the game is set up. Now, the reason why I don't put a lot of time, I don't go higher than this. I'll let all my elite recruiters over here get here so I can get whatever. When they start to develop, I will never let these coaches go. They are going to stay and they're going to develop and hopefully be able to get all 4s on their elite recruiter side, all 4s on recruiter. Like, that is what I want them to grow with me and develop on recruiter, talent developer, and motivator, okay? So I don't put anything else other than right here because I know I have to build up my program builder and my CEO, okay? So let's just talk about what I'm trying to get from my assistant coaches here, okay? What I want from my assistant coaches is I want to get the elite recruiter side. And I don't necessarily care about the 4th tier, about increased weekly recruiting hours for, no. I don't care about that. What I care about is the other ones, believe it or not, which is boost to ideal pitch grades for quarterbacks. My school grades have a larger impact and recruiting actions have bigger impact. Those 3 right there to me are way much more golden than increased weekly hours for QBs, because in increased weekly hours, that's cool. But if I have a bigger recruiting impact, or my school grade has a larger impact and my ideal pitch has a larger impact, I'm not going to need to be there all day trying to get that extra, 10, 15 points or whatever to make a decision, because usually these guys are going to make quicker decisions anyway and faster turnarounds. So I don't care about that. And if you come over here to CEO, I can go ahead and kind of show you. This right here is going to be one of the most broken parts of the game, to be able to get as many recruits in on week 4 as possible, where everybody else, if they don't have this and only able to send 4 people per visit, this is going to give you the massive advantage. Yes, you need to win championships. I have won 2 championships, so I have this. Obviously this build is meant for someone that can win championships, but if this is something that you can't do, it's perfectly fine, or it's going to take you time, it's perfectly fine. And then I did lasting impression, gain additional interest for every 10 hours spent. So by me using the CEO and getting these 2, it put me in a spot where I don't have to be an elite recruiter. I will let my assistant coaches, but this is important. You want both of your coaches to have the same tree: elite recruiter, talent developer, and master motivator, right? Elite recruiter and master motivator. I want to understand that. Don't sleep over. This is master motivator. They have both aspects. Do not, and again, what I would say is every single season, just fire your coaches. Keep on looking for the one that has these. And once they have all three of these, you hold on to them. You keep on extending their contract. Do not let them go anywhere, okay? Try as hard as you can to keep them. And we'll talk about that in a second when we get there. Remember, I'm only at level 52 because I'm still developing. This is a new dynasty. Like I said, we're in year 3. But what I want to go ahead and now talk about is the motivator, right? Now, motivate, remember, I'm not trying to be a master motivator. I just want to be able to get to level 3 on all 3 of these, right? And again, increased boost for QB recruits when a quarterback hits a cap break, which we all know, like you want to just wait until week 0 and you want to do your draft board, and then that's when you want to go ahead and upgrade your cap breakers. Let me see, your skill caps. And then it says, quarterback stays hot, but then the big one is tier 3, QBs get an off-season training boost. And that's where you get your players to develop really, really fast. Now, when you come over here to your offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, and they have master motivator, what you want to see here, it again is that like QBs recover wear and tear damage. That's not going to be, well, actually he has it here with the secondary. So this right here again is going to be the tier 3. All right, increase all XP gains for defensive backs. That is just going to be massive. And of course, if you can get that again as he's starting to develop and he gets all these, that's what I would want him to do, to continue developing and try to get as many as he can. But that is where I'm trying to get is as much XP gains, because this is how you're going to be able to, again, this is stacking. So I don't know what we have here, how far along he is. So he's not master motivator yet. So that's something that I can look for next off season if I can find a coach. But if I can't, then I'll be content with just this, because you want to at least have them all have at least motivator and have that tier 3. You can see he has a lot of growth he can still do here to get the off-season training boost. But if you can get 3 stacks from your defensive coordinator, your offensive coordinator, and yourself of the off-season training boost, that's going to give you a lot of points to be able to upgrade your players. Okay. Now, when it comes to the talent developer, we all kind of know like where we're trying to go here. As you can see, I need to go ahead and once I get more points, I will be able to do this. The freshman and sophomore players being able to progress faster is just insane. So if you can have, again, just imagine all your coaches are going to be able to have the whisper. Your assistant coaches have whisper, right? So as you're going to see here, like for instance, again, like you can see my secondary are just going to be like, come on, like they're going to be stacked. So right now my DBs are stacked. Let me see right here. Jesus. So my DBs are stacked 3 times over for development for freshman and sophomore. So, and then you can see right here, same thing for my linebackers. That's going to be stacked twice because I have it and he has it. My offensive coordinator doesn't have it. So same thing here, twice here. My quarterbacks, my linemen. This is all important, all right? And again, like I always say, I can't stress enough, do not sleep on your coordinators and how important they are when it comes to stacking, okay? Now, so we understand that talent developer, if you can get your freshmen and sophomores to develop faster, right? And you are already recruiting, talent from your master motivator of your offensive defensive coordinator. They're coming in, they're developing fast. I don't redshirt nobody because again, like people are coming in and out of my program, right? I do not want them to be juniors and redshirt juniors or redshirt senior. I want you in and out because I have talent behind me that are developing at a very fast rate. Okay, so that will give you my inner circle, right, of what I'm doing with my assistant coaches and my defensive coordinator along with myself. Okay, now we come to program builder. This is what I have here is the relation and strong roots. Okay, boost to your pipeline, boost to your start inches for recruits from your primary pipeline, and recruits from your primary pipeline gain extra influences. So again, this goes back to why I do not really care about on my recruiting side, because my strong roots will also help with that. I don't want to waste those points on recruiting when my offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator are already doing that, and then I already have to allocate points to my program builder. So by me now having the boost to my primary pipeline, and then boost to starting interest from recruits from my primary pipeline, which again, if Mississippi State, it would be from Mississippi, and then recruits from your primary pipeline gain extra influence boost. It's just a stack on top of a stack on top of a stack with my assistant coaches. And then, of course, upgrade your school 2 best pipelines by 1 tier, upgrade your school's 5 best pipelines by 1 tier, and upgrade your school's 5 worst pipelines by 1 tier. To me, I just think this is just golden. Even if you're playing, like for instance, obviously for Mississippi State, this is huge. But if you're somebody that's even playing with like Alabama and Clemson, all that, they don't have, just platinum all the way across their recruiting. So regardless, this is still going to be beneficial. I just think that it is something that you just want to have. There's nothing more exciting when you open up that prospect sheet on the game and you see all the purple and all these individuals that fall within that pipeline. You automatically have a huge advantage over everybody else in your dynasty. Now, when it comes to trying to figure out, as you can see on level 52, there's more that I obviously can do to be able to help with my program. And what I would say is that roster retention is going to be big. I know I just said I don't want my juniors to do that, but what I don't want is my redshirt sophomore that's like an 88, 89 overall to all of a sudden want to just leave, because then what that happens is it'll have your program just stuck with a bunch of mid 80 players because they're leaving, right? So what you want to do is at least make sure your third and seventh round projected players are less likely if you want to be able to have the best advice, right? So you want to get that best advice. And even if you want to have your second round projected players are less likely to leave, that can be something you can do too, because again, I'm gonna have a lot of wiggle room to be able to choose from there. Now, let's come up here to CEO. CEO is by far, it's like this one right here in more the merrier, and lasting impression are just really golden. But let's talk about what other things that I'm looking at to be able to add to my CEO. And one would be last dance. Bonus interest for every visit a player has taken before visiting you. I know that is not something that's quantifiable. You cannot really see how much of a boost that really is. But what I will say is this: if you have, commissioners that are just very, for some reason, shape or form, they don't really know how to do a schedule, and weeks 4 through 8, which is like the prime stage for recruiting, and they only gave you like 1 home game during that window, this is going to help you out a lot, because it's like that other people are going to be, that recruit is going to be visiting other places, so you still want to be able to get something out of it. So that's the reason why I feel that it's going to be really good. Again, senior superlative is good, but I just don't feel like I'm gonna have them around enough. I don't care about the discounts, abilities, and then here, players start hot in top 5 rivalry bowl or championship games. That is another good one that I like. Second chance keeper, send a second persuasion. That is a good one, but again, it's not. You just don't know what's the probability of that. So I just can't really put any much effort into that. And then right here, increase the chance that a player upgrades their dev trait. This is definitely going to be another one that I'm going to use. So if you want to know, and then right here, chance of instant commit, I don't really care about that, but I do want games better, and I want last dance. But last dance, since I am the commissioner and I know to make sure that everybody has their games within that window, I don't try to screw people over in that. The big one here is going to be games getter, because there's nothing better than increasing their dev trait. Okay, that is huge. Now, and let me just show you when I go to my roster why that's important, because I have a situation that it bothers me to my core. As you can see right here, I have a Kamario Taylor, and he's just an 87 overall, and he's 138 points that I could utilize him on, and I can't even utilize him because I have my ratings are all maxed out and capped out. So with it being maxed out and capped out, now I'm left with, as you can see here, you see right there, it says CEOs can increase all skill caps by 1 tier for rising seniors. That's the only one. So then now you'll see architect, right? Where it says can increase a player's skill group caps with the limitless and put a ring on it ability. So now let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now, I know this is going to be my last part of my coaching tree, but it has to be, because you're not going to have a lot of points to be able to do this. So you want to be able to make sure you're picking individuals or a skill group that you know you're going to need to utilize that as much as possible. So that's why I feel like, for me, the most important group that I want to make sure my cap breakers are going to be, I have a limitless amount of, is going to be centered around my quarterback. So all I would do is make sure my arc here would just be for my QB, right? So that will be the only thing that I worry about. Everything else is perfectly fine. I don't, there's not going to be much here to really work with, but we know the quarterback is the most important player, and we want to make sure we have as many cap breakers as possible. Not cap breakers, but we want to make sure that we can get as many skill caps as possible to upgrade him. If I had put a ring on it, then he wouldn't have so many points, and you can see his dev trait upgraded his sophomore and his junior year. So his dev trait right now is elite, but it started off, I think, as like impact, right? But now it's elite. But the problem is, even though it's elite, he still is just capped out. Like, he is, look at all this is bad. So this is something that I was like, okay, cool. I know I need to make sure my quarterback is at all times I'm able to get those caps off, right? So then you can see also it says limitless. I'm gonna go back to point that out because I skipped over that, and then we'll get out of here. But let's go here, limitless, here, and then you can see limitless, chance to increase a random skill cap when leveling up, and then chance to increase best skill cap with a conference or national championship. So regardless, I feel like those are still going to be two really good ones to have. I'm not going to be able to have as many as possible. I do know some people will say, coaching builds, they were literally trying to get all this maxed out for that. But I just feel like if you're somebody that's winning a lot of games, you probably want to try to get the CEO stuff. But this is my coaching build. Definitely am curious to see how y'all feel about that. Let me know in the comment section. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. Way back really, really soon on the banger, man. When I say back soon on the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.